Hello everyone, this is Mac here and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel which is called Mac Vlogs. Wow! Where have we arrived with the four teams reaching semi-final, which is Pakistan versus Australia and England versus New Zealand. The guest of mine today, I give him the honor to be my guest on Mac Vlogs this evening to talk about on Cover Drive, the topic which we have chosen with my guest this evening, Mr. Dalen de Cruz. He is a cricket analyst, and we're going to be talking about how the teams have fared up in this World Cup, T20 World Cup happening in UAE. So let him get on my stage now so that we can talk about the T20 World Cup. So good
Thank you, Mansur. Thank you.
evening, Mr. Dalen
Good
de
evening.
Cruz. How
How are
are you?
you?
Good evening.
Great, great. Good to have Mac in the house.
Thank you so much for giving me this time and honor of yours to talk about Cover Drive. That's
Cover
the
drive.
topic which we chose today. हमने ये टॉपिक इसलिए चूज किया है क्योंकि हम आज विराट कोहली और बाबर आजम के स्टाइल में कवर ड्राइव मारने वाले हैं बिकॉज हमें
हाँ जी,
पता चल
बिल्कुल.
चुका है इस वक्त चार टीमें आ चुकी हैं सेमीफाइनल में which is Pakistan versus Australia which is the second final happening on Thursday and the first final which will be happening between Australia and sorry England
England
and
and
New
New
Zealand
Zealand.
on Wednesday.
Right.
So it's going to be an amazing. तो आगे बढ़ते हैं. डेलन साहब, कैसा रहा ये वर्ल्ड कप? आपका सफर कैसी रही ये जर्नी? हाउ डिड यू एंजॉय दिस वर्ल्ड कप मैचेस? और क्या कहना है, पहले तो अपने बारे में बताएं कि हु इज डेलन डी क्रूज, ताकि ऑडियंस को पता चले डेलन डी क्रूज कौन है और वो क्रिकेट के कितने बड़े फैन हैं. और फिर आगे
Okay,
बढ़ेंगे इस टॉपिक को.
basically,
बहुत मजेदार एंजॉय. आई एम श्योर इट्स
sure,
गोना बी
sure.
इंटरेस्टिंग टुडे.
Looking
गो अहेड.
forward. Yeah, looking forward. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, but I was born and brought up here in Oman, and I've been here for 38 years now. That's my age. Okay, so I've been studying in Caledonian College, and that's where I picked up my cricket skills. And I was the captain for Caledonian College, and I led the team to an undefeated league stage in 2006 and 2004 as well. So basically, that's where my cricket background comes from. I was very, very passionate since childhood about cricket. Been watching a lot. I played only for 3 or 4 years, and then I've been having my own company team and doing the management for it. So that's my cricket passion actually. I've been a Pakistani fan, obviously, and I appreciate all forms of cricket in general.
वाह भाई वाह. बट लेकिन आज मेरे ख्याल से हम आपकी अपनी क्रिकेट को छोड़ के, क्योंकि आप आज क्रिकेट एनालिस्ट बने हैं, आपने
बिल्कुल.
पूरे मैचेस देखे और आपने अपने व्यू पॉइंट भी देना है हमारे
जी,
ऑडियंस को
बिल्कुल.
कि क्योंकि ये T20 वर्ल्ड कप यूएई में हुआ, तो कौन सी टीमों ने क्यों बुरा खेला, कौन सी टीमों ने फ्रंट फुट पे खेला, कौन सी टीमों ने लैक किया, कॉम्बिनेशन टीम कॉम्बिनेशंस कह लें, लैक ऑफ फिटनेस कह लें, मैच प्रैक्टिस कह लें, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जिसको हम आज कवर ड्राइव पे डिस्कस करने
Sure.
वाले हैं. और उसकी वजह ये है क्योंकि सबसे पहले तो आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो क्योंकि पाकिस्तान सेमीफाइनल में आ गया. थैंक
जी, जी,
यू.
आपको भी and all the millions of fans, all the Pakistani supporters. I think there have been a lot of neutral supporters as well for Pakistan. So hats off to the Pakistan team.
डेफिनेटली. तो जरा फ्रंट फुट पे आ जाएं और जरा ये बताएं कि पाकिस्तान ने जो भी अपने 5 मैचेस खेले हैं बहुत ही
जी,
कंसिस्टेंटली खेले. वेरी
very, very
गुड.
consistent.
ग्रेट गेम ऑफ क्रिकेट देयर परफॉर्म. हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि वो इतनी कामनेस और कंसिस्टेंसी दिखाएंगे क्योंकि हम लोग ने हमेशा देखा है कि वर्ल्ड कप्स में पाकिस्तान थोड़ी
Yes,
सी प्रेशर में आ जाती है, स्पेशली इंडिया के मैच के अगेंस्ट में, बट दे प्लेड इट
correct.
ब्यूटीफुली. दे रियली
Beautiful.
स्प्लेंडेड था उनका परफॉर्मेंस.
See, Dubai is basically their home ground now. They haven't had cricket in our nation since a long time. The UAE has been our home ground. We've been playing all the matches now in Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi. That's where our test cricket happens as well. So I'm not surprised by Pakistan's performance. Actually, I'm one of the Pakistani fans who have believed in them from day one. And इस दफा मौका पे काफी confidence था कि इस दफा we will do it. The balance of the team is really, really good. You have Imad Wasim opening the bowling with Shaheen Shah Afridi. We haven't forgotten about Mohammad Amir, but this World Cup, we haven't even felt the need or felt the absence
उनकी
of it.
कमी मेरे ख्याल से यंगस्टर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ शाहीन शाह अफरीदी ने पूरी कर.
Absolutely. Yes. He has the in nipping ball, the ball that nips back in, just like Mohammad Amir. and the ball to Rohit Sharma was just reminiscent of what Mohammad Amir was
It was
doing.
just a repeat of Champions Trophy, I would say.
Exactly. It's well, exactly the same ball, the same swing, the same nip of the pitch. It was brilliant, brilliant. Pakistan put on a good display this World Cup. The important thing for me is that they have been very, very consistent. And there's no match, I think, where there have been any slip up or any, any challenges put up in front of the. Yes, the New Zealand match and Afghanistan match, arguably, towards the tail end, you could say that they were in a bit of trouble, but I don't think so because you had Asif Ali, you had Shoaib Malik there, you had Imad Wasim, you had even Hassan Ali is good with the bat nowadays. So I don't think they had any difficulty in chasing down those targets. Even if you see it's like the 18th over in a T20 match, if you chase down a total in 18 overs, it's pretty good. It's like a decent win. It's like not a walkover, but it's a pretty good win.
Where do you think India made a mistake after all? Okay, so to all my Indian friends, this is not to pinpoint any flaw or anything. We still know that India is one of the best teams in T20 uh, cricket as well. बट मैं बस यहाँ पर ये पूछना चाह रहा हूँ क्योंकि क्या उन्हें आईपीएल यूएई में खेल के कंडीशंस को ज्यादा समझते हुए बाकी टीमों से गलती की या आईपीएल खेल के अपने ज्यादा एक्सर्ट कर दिया फिटनेस को और मैच को ज्यादा सीरियसली नहीं लिया या आईपीएल में ही वो थे आपका क्या व्यू पॉइंट है डेलन आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड ऑन योर व्यू पॉइंट हियर बिकॉज आईपीएल जस्ट बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप वाज हैपनिंग इन यूएई तो
Yes.
हमने यहाँ भी सुना काफी डिफरेंट एक्सपर्ट्स से कमेंटेटर्स से कि इंडिया ने कलेक्टिवली एज अ टीम मार्च के बाद अब खेला है T20 टुगेदर अदरवाइज आईपीएल में डिफरेंट सिटीज के लिए वो लोग खेल रहे थे तो
Correct.
कहाँ पर गलती हो गई इंडिया से जिसकी वजह से इंडिया ने इतना बुरा परफॉर्म किया
See, I think everyone's targeting India, which is not fair. They are also a bunch of human beings, so we shouldn't be very harsh with them. The IPL is a very, very high-end event.
हम्म,
You have different cities, different players from all nationalities participating. But the thing is, in the IPL, all the Indian players were facing off against each other. They weren't playing as a team. So that
हम्म,
always plays a role, in my opinion. The team combination and the ability to trust another partner, even when you're running between the wickets or you have a relay throw in the field. It's all team combination. It's a team effort. So you have
हम्म,
different players in different aspects performing for their cities, but they're not bowling in tandems. They're not batting in a partnership. They're not even fielding as a bunch together. That makes a difference. As you said, they have played last in March as an international team. I think, see, individually, there's no better team than India. If you go down on paper, I don't think there's any better team than India. If you go on individual level, but I don't think they've taken anyone lightly. I think their fitness is at the peak. There's no other fitness
I
oriented team.
totally agree to that. I totally
Yeah,
agree. They are one of the fittest teams after Australia and England in terms of fitness. You can see all the players are so fit. The
absolutely, absolutely
Virat Kohli has really, really gelled the team. What if
true.
as far as the fitness is concerned?
Correct, correct. They're all charged up, and I would say that they're even fitter than Australia and England at the moment. They're really, really fit. They're really, really good. They're very athletic. The only problem I think with India is they just didn't play well. It's just as simple as
Bad
that.
luck हो गया मतलब
They played well. Okay, let's start with the first match. With Pakistan, they scored a decent total. I don't think that was a bad total. And in the field, they were pretty good, but Pakistan really, really outbatted them. Rizwan and Babar were awesome. They didn't they played a chanceless inning, so it was like pretty one-sided. But then India, I don't think they did much wrong in the batting department. The bowling should have been more penetrative, but it didn't work out for them on the day.
for me all these World Cups and all these years मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सबसे अनलकीस्ट टीम जिसको हमेशा एक चांस रहता है आउटसाइड चांस भी जिसको बोलते भी थे कि बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं फील्डिंग साइड भी जबरदस्त है
South
आई
Africa.
एम श्योर यू नो हु आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट साउथ
South
अफ्रीका
Africa, of
साउथ
course.
अफ्रीका ऑलवेज चोक वो उनके साथ लग जाता है वर्ल्ड कप में ये स्टिग्मा यू कह लें ये टैग चोकर्स का लेकिन आफ्टर ऑल इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप दे परफॉर्म्ड वेल 4 मैचेस खेले 5 में से बट अगेन ऑन द नेट रन रेट बेसिस पे दे वर आउट ठीक
Yeah,
है
this time I don't think they choked. They played really well. The first match they had a little slip up against Australia, but it was a very high competitive match. They played well. The only
सो आई
mistake
थिंक वो
in my
पहला मैच,
opinion,
सॉरी, आई थिंक वो जो पहला मैच जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हारे थे,
against Australia.
अगर वहीं पर वो जीत जाते तो आई थिंक वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया की जगह साउथ अफ्रीका वुड हैव बीन इन द सेमीफाइनल, डोंट यू थिंक सो?
Definitely, it would have been unbeaten. They would have been unbeaten and topped the group. But my opinion is South Africa made a mistake against Bangladesh. They took it too lightly. They should have chased it down earlier, and the net run rate would have been higher. So it's a bit of a mistake on the team management side. South Africa should have been in the semi-finals, I think.
आपका क्या कहना है कि जब वर्ल्ड कप होता है तो पीछे जो पूरे पैनल या सपोर्ट स्टाफ बैठा होता है डगआउट्स में, तो उन्हीं का काम है ये नेट रन रेट्स को एनालाइज करना, वीकनेसेस ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन टीम्स एंड स्टफ। तो ये टीम्स के दिमाग में नहीं चल रहा होता जब ये ग्रुप स्टेजेस पे खेल रहे होते हैं मैचेस, कि अपने नेट रन रेट को कैसे बढ़ाना है, तो अपने प्रैक्टिस
Correct.
प्रैक्टिस सेशंस में वो इन चीज़ों को रख सकें कि यार हमने अपने नेट रन को कैसे बढ़ाना है और टीम्स को कैसे एज आउट करना है। तो व्हाट डू यू हैव
Yeah.
टू सी एज अ क्रिकेट एनालिस्ट योरसेल्फ कि कैसे टीम एनालाइज करती है मैच से पहले अपने नेट रन रेट को दिमाग में रखते हुए?
That's their job actually. They're highly paid. Okay, they have all the experience. That's their job. They should do their job. I don't know why the net run rate is not taken into account from the early stages. People look at it only in the last few matches. But if you have the opportunity to win big, I think you should go for it from the first match itself. Set yourself up early in the tournament, make a statement, take it from there, and I think you should win big. Winning is important, of course. Winning is very important, but you have an opportunity against Bangladesh. Okay, it was a match that they had already won, probably in the half inning time, but they didn't focus on the net run rate because it was an easy opportunity against Bangladesh. Against
We
Australia, they played really well. Okay, and I don't think they could have done much regarding the net
we
run.
have another three Asian brothers of ours, which is Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Afghanistan. So we're going to come one by one on each team with
Right.
your analyze on their weaknesses and strength, कि क्या हुआ, वो कैसे बाहर हुए एंड स्टफ। तो सबसे पहले हम बांग्लादेश के पास आएंगे कि बांग्लादेश ने तो मुझे लगता है कि टूर्नामेंट शुरू होने से पहले ही हार मान ली थी, बिकॉज द टाइम
बिल्कुल.
व्हेन तमीम इकबाल सेड दैट ही इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी joining this World Cup team, that is where I felt कि बांग्लादेश की ओपनिंग में ही इशू आ गया, ठीक है, जिसकी वजह से बांग्लादेश को सेटबैक हो गया। उन्हें एक यंगस्टर को तो खिला लिया, चलो इट वाज अ गुड
बिल्कुल.
अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यंगस्टर्स टू परफॉर्म, बट
Yes.
अंडर दीज प्रेशर सिचुएशन वो यंगस्टर्स इतने परफॉर्म नहीं किया। लेकिन आई थिंक सकीबुल हसन, मुशफिकुर रहीम और महमूदुल्लाह, ये जो तीन मिडिल ऑर्डर के
Yes.
मेन एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर थे, ये भी नहीं चल पाए, जिसकी वजह से बांग्लादेश नहीं इस वर्ल्ड कप में चला। डू यू एग्री विद दैट?
I agree with you. They also had Litan Das, Soumya Sarkar. Afif is a very promising person, very promising cricketer. Bangladesh hasn't really performed at their level, at their capability. They were weak. Even I've seen them in Oman. When they came to Oman, they're really fit individuals, but they haven't played at all well. Haven't played according to their capability. Another thing I would say about Bangladesh is they've been very used to their home ground, very
And
low
they
pitches.
relied too much on spinners, when the spinners didn't work out, the fast bowlers were out of, you know, they didn't have the firepower to bowl the opposition in the first 6 overs as well, I would say.
Taskeen failed. Okay, and I could say that spinners are they have very good spinners, but they didn't come to the party as a team. The
I think
batting
they might
really
got
lacked depth.
exhausted, as Mr. Syed Osama is mentioning. Sakib was exhausted from the too much of cricket. I think he played IPL and he was playing for Bangladesh against Australia and New Zealand as well in the home series. तो ज़्यादा यूज कर लिए गए different players को, could be a reason also.
That's no excuse in my opinion. Okay, Shakib is an international cricketer. He's one of the top. I think he is the top all rounder in the world. He played the IPL. Yes, I agree. But he didn't play any of Bangladesh's practice match. They had practice match a year in Oman as well. He didn't play, and he didn't play in the warm up games. He was basically rested and he was well preserved. So he
I'm
he
sure
has
you
not
went to
performed
see,
as per his level.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ओमान अमरात क्रिकेट ग्राउंड्स में जो पहले के मैचेस हुए, I'm sure
Bilkul.
you went to see the matches over there. What was
Yes.
the feeling of a normal person like you or me who have grown up in Oman, कि कैसा आपको फील हुआ वहां पर लाइव क्रिकेट मैच देखते हुए, और प्लेयर्स से भी अगर आपको मुलाकात हुआ, इंटरेक्शन करते हुए, तो हाउ वाज योर फीलिंग देयर एज अ फैन वाचिंग क्रिकेट लाइव इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू इन ओमान? कैसा था वो फीलिंग?
It was a surreal experience. It was absolutely fascinating. Okay, it's like a dream from childhood. We always dreamt that the international players will be seen here in Oman. It was really, really good. I had the honor to witness the practice matches. I was very impressed with the facilities, the stadium that was built up in hardly any time. So hats off to the Oman Cricket Board as well. And yeah, very, very impressed with all the facilities.
नाउ कमिंग बैक टू श्रीलंकन टीम, ये श्रीलंका की वो टीम नहीं रही जिसको हम वाकई जाना जानते थे। 96 को में ले लें, 99 में ले लें, या इवन काफी टाइम तक, बिकॉज इवन 2016 तक ले लें, बिकॉज दे हैड tremendous players in the past, which if I can count them, there would be many, like Sanat Jayasuriya हो गया, Ravinder D Silva हो गया, Chaminda Vas हो गया, Muthaiya Muralidharan हो
Great
गया।
players.
उसके बाद फिर काफी टाइम तक आप ले लें कुमारा संगकारा एंड महिला जयवर्धन वर द
Jayawardene.
बैकबोन्स इन द मिडिल ऑर्डर, फिर
Yes.
रंगना हेरात था, काफी ऐसे प्लेयर्स, एंजेलो
Very,
मैथ्यूज
very
था,
good
दिनेश
players. Standout
चंदीमल था,
players.
जिन्हें मतलब काफी नाम थे श्रीलंका को जिसको लेके चलते थे आगे, और दे डिडंट हैड टू गो थ्रू द क्वालिफाइंग राउंड, और वो अच्छा
Yes.
खेलते थे। लेकिन इस श्रीलंकन टीम में तो किसी के नाम भी मुझे समझ नहीं आए, याद हो पाए, बिकॉज दे वर कम्प्लीटली ऑल न्यू टीम। तो
They were new team.
श्रीलंका आई थिंक इज गोइंग थ्रू अ phase where
Rough
which
patch.
every team goes through by getting new talent and nurturing them on these
Correct.
tournaments,
It's
I
a new
guess.
phase for them. It's a new chapter for them. Ever since Jayawardena and Sangakkara have left, they haven't really left any. Chandimal has shined sometimes, but he's also not in the touch that is
इवन
required.
एंजेलो
So
मैथ्यूज नहीं थे इस वर्ल्ड कप में, वो भी बहुत स्पेशलिस्ट हैं T20 के,
Angelo
जो लीग
Matthews,
में खेल
yes,
चुके हैं, और तो वो भी मेरे ख्याल से बोर्ड के
precisely.
साथ उनका भी कुछ इशू चला है जिसकी वजह से ही वाज नॉट देयर।
Correct.
और प्लस सरप्राइजिंग और अच्छी बात तो यही थी कि श्रीलंका के जो कोच है मिकी आउतर, वो तो फॉर्मर कोच है पाकिस्तान के, तो आई एम श्योर उनको उनकी बातें और उनके स्टेटमेंट्स देख के मुझे बड़ी हैरानगी हुई कि हैं वो श्रीलंका के कोच, लेकिन उनको खुशी हो रही है पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स की इस वक्त। तो यही बात है कि जो टैलेंट को जिसको आप आगे लेकर आते हो, जिसको आप वो करते हो, तो आपको खुशी होती है, तो ही इज फीलिंग हैप्पी अबाउट पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स।
Yeah. Actually, in Pakistan, there's only one thing I would like to say. The tea is fantastic, so everyone remembers us for the tea. But
No
besides
doubt,
that,
no
I
doubt.
think
Anyway,
no, on a serious
Pakistan
note,
really, really had, again, I would add here, पाकिस्तान ने, क्योंकि आप पाकिस्तान की शर्ट पहने हो, क्योंकि मैं भी पाकिस्तानी हूँ, but again, I wouldn't be diplomatic, I would be very cricket fanatic, I would say that word I would choose, कि पाकिस्तान ने बहुत अच्छी क्रिकेट खेली। आई एम श्योर लॉट ऑफ इंडियन फ्रेंड्स, फैंस एंड फ्रेंड्स might agree to this कि पाकिस्तान ने अच्छी क्रिकेट खेली है इस वर्ल्ड कप में, there is
no
no doubt
doubt, no
about it।
doubt. They couldn't have been unbeaten without playing good cricket. So they have played good cricket. No one can argue about that. All the players have clicked. If you see from number 1 to number 11, everyone has clicked except Fakar Zaman. Okay, I think he's due probably in the semi-finals or the
वो
finals.
लंबी रेस का घोड़ा है, तो मुझे लगता है कि वो लीग स्टेजेस में नहीं चला, वो सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल में चलेगा जैसे चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में चला था।
That's what we're
यू डोंट नो,
hoping. You never
you
know.
don't
Yeah,
know,
the way he is
some
in the
players are
Champions
meant for
Trophy, he
a
worked in the
very high
final.
pressure matches।
True, correct, absolutely. 2017, he won the Champions Trophy for us in his batting.
उसी के
Of course,
बाद
there
ही
was the
ही
Bumrah no
became a
ball.
hero in पाकिस्तान टीम, ठीक है, कुछ प्लेयर्स हैं जो पूरे टूर्नामेंट में नहीं चलते, लेकिन बट
हाँ जी,
जैसे अभी दिवाली गुजरी है, तो ही इज वन ऑफ दोस क्रैकर्स व्हिच वी आर वेटिंग फॉर फॉर द
to
एंजॉयमेंट।
explode, yeah. And he's capable. He has the capability. He played well in the practice matches. He did very well, but in
ही
the
इज इन
tournament, he
फॉर्म,
hasn't done
देयर
really
इज
well.
नो डाउट, वो फॉर्म में है, उनका टच नजर आ रहा है, स्ट्रोक्स नजर आ रही है, लेकिन टाइमिंग मेरे ख्याल से गलत हो रही है शॉट सिलेक्शन की, जिसकी वजह से वो आउट जल्दी हो रहे हैं, बिकॉज ही इज कमिंग एट अ स्टेज वेयर ऑलरेडी रिजवान एंड बाबर
Babar
आजम
Azam.
ने प्लेटफॉर्म सेट कर चुका होता है, और उसके पास बहुत ही कम ओवर होते हैं, तो जिसमें ही हैव नो ऑप्शन, मार धार तो करना ही पड़ता, तो रिस्क लिया, पे ऑफ नहीं हुआ।
See, technically, there is a glitch with Fakar Zaman. The problem is that he only targets mid wicket. Okay, that's the problem, and people have figured that out over the years. You bowl a off cutter or you bowl something outside the off stump, and he struggles. He tries to pull it towards mid wicket and gets caught, or he gets stumped, or it depends. But I think that's his weak point. Fakhar Zaman, and people have figured that out now over the years. He needs to work on that still. He can play a bit straightish, a bit on the offside. He needs to work on his game, Fakhar Zaman. It's high time.
With Matthew Hayden being in a dugout and being a batting consultant, so he already has mentioned about Fakhar Zaman that he can be a floater. He can be played on any position, any batting order, because he has seen him in the nets, right? So I think before Matthew Hayden leaves, because he and Philander are being appointed only for this World Cup, तो मुझे
Yes,
ऐसा लगता है फकर जमान को चाहिए कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैथ्यू हेडन के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करें ताकि वो अपने
yes,
फ्लॉस को ठीक कर सकें. डू यू एग्री ऑन
correct.
दैट?
I agree absolutely. Matthew Hayden in his time was a great, absolutely
और आई थिंक
magical
इन
player.
दोनों कोचेस, ये कोच तो नहीं थे फुल टाइम, कभी कोचिंग इनने की नहीं है, लेकिन इनकी प्रेजेंस ने ही मैं समझता हूँ कि वो एग्रेशन जो अपने प्लेइंग डेज में खेलते थे, करते थे, वो इफेक्ट पाकिस्तान टीम पे मुझे ज्यादा नजर आ रहा है. इस वक्त कामनेस का तो है क्योंकि सकलेन मुश्ताक भी हैं वहां पर एज अ हेड कोच, तो
Correct.
वो भी बहुत जबरदस्त स्पिनर कह लें या गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग कह लें, जो इन सारे लड़कों को बहुत ही काम डाउन रखा हुआ है उन्हें ड्रेसिंग रूम में. लेकिन विद दीज टू लेजेंड्स लाइक फिलैंडर एंड मैथ्यू
And
हेडन, उनका इफेक्ट बहुत अच्छा नजर आ रहा है क्योंकि प्लेयर्स में वो जो एग्रेशन जो हम कहते थे T20 में नहीं नजर आ रही थी, वो नजर आ रही है इन लोगों की प्रेजेंस से.
see, Hayden is mentally very strong. That Ricky Ponting side and that Steve Waugh side was very, very strong mentally. So I think he's
Hmm.
brought that into the Pakistani team. They always had talent. Pakistan has always had talent, but the mental toughness, I think that was the one thing that Hayden has brought. And Vernon Philander, he is impeccable. His line length is always on the dot. He's something of a Sean Pollock. So he's brought that consistency as well. So these guys have really made a difference to the Pakistan team. I'll agree.
आई थिंक अब टाइम आ गया अफगानिस्तान के ऊपर बात करना. अगर अफगानिस्तान के ऊपर हमने बात नहीं की तो बहुत ही जुल्म होगा उन हमारे भाइयों के ऊपर, बेसिकली बिकॉज वो एरोगेंस सिर्फ पाकिस्तान टीम के खिलाफ ही दिखाते हैं और बाकी टीमों के खिलाफ वो बहुत ही धीमे जाते हैं मेरे ख्याल से.
Afghanistan, they don't have a game plan, quite frankly. It's just a hit and miss approach. They just swing at the bat at everything. They need to consolidate in between. I don't think they understand that, or they haven't been guided
They
properly by the
heavily,
team management.
sorry for your little interruption. They heavily rely on the spinners as well, like Bangladesh does.
Yes.
So Mujibur Rahman and Rashid Khan, they being their trump cards and all. और बैटिंग में भी आप देख लो मोहम्मद शहजाद,
Zazai,
रजाई, नजीब, हैं
Gurbaz.
प्लेयर्स,
Yes.
हैं पावर हिटर्स, हैं सब कुछ है, लेकिन ये अपनी एरोगेंस से ज्यादा मार खा जाते हैं देन देयर गेम प्लान. डू यू एग्री?
A bit, yes. The problem, what I see is they have the overconfidence at times. They think that they can smack every ball for six. It doesn't work that way in cricket. Even in the T20 stage, it doesn't work. I think the guy who has the coolest mind on his shoulders and is a very good player is Najibullah Zadran. And he has shown that in the last match as
Scored
well.
75 the other day against New
Exactly.
Zealand, right?
Yes. He's one of the most promising players. Zazai, he has a lot of talent. That
Yeah, we
guy
have
can
seen
just
him what
change the
he
game.
can do in Peshawar Zalmi's team in the opening. You have
Correct.
seen he was जबरदस्त,
He
मतलब सही
bludgeons
मानों
the
में
ball.
जिसे
He
कह
is a
सकते हैं
very
कि
hard hitter.
इस टाइप का प्लेयर, लेकिन बट ही डिडंट परफॉर्म, मतलब इस वर्ल्ड कप में चला नहीं वो, अदरवाइज ही हैज ट्रेमेंडस
He
टैलेंट.
has
आई
the
थिंक
talent.
अफगानिस्तान को वो आगे आने वाले मैचेस में या आने वाले दिनों में काफी कैरी कर सकता है. ही इज अ वेरी पावरफुल हिटर.
He is, but the thing is, there's a huge difference and a huge gap between the PSL or domestic level and international level. It's a totally different format. If you go to the international level, every shot of yours is scrutinized. Every shot is analyzed 100 times. You know where a person's strong zone is, you know where a person's weak zone is. So they have figured him out. They're not going to bowl in his strong zones. So he needs to develop his abilities and have the temperament, which is the most important thing. I think Afghanistan team lacked the temperament, in short.
या बट अगेन वो कंट्रोवर्सी खुद ही उनने क्रिएट करते करते रह गए, बच गए यू कैन से, क्योंकि उनकी इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी नहीं होने की वजह से. आई डोंट नो वेदर इट वाज अ मेन डेरिवेटिव किसी ने किया था या ये वाकई हुआ था कि जिसने कहा वेल पेड इंस्टेड ऑफ वेल प्लेड. तो अब जो इंडिया और मतलब मैच हुआ है इंडिया और अफगानिस्तान का, बिकॉज एज वी ऑल रीड, हम सुन भी रहे थे कि शायद कोशिश हो रही है इंडिया को पीछे से आगे लाने की अफगानिस्तान ने, क्योंकि बहुत ही अजीब डिसीजन लिया था इंडिया के मैच के खिलाफ कि टॉस जीत के पहले फील्डिंग कर ली, जबकि वो आई थिंक बैटिंग करना चाह रहे थे। आई एम नॉट श्योर, करेक्ट मी, क्या करना चाह रहे थे वो उस वक्त, जिसकी वजह से ये कंट्रोवर्सी बन गई थी, जिसकी वजह से वो चाह रहे थे कि यार, और उनकी इंटेंट भी नजर नहीं आ रही थी इंडिया के मैच में। तो वहां पर भी यू थिंक ये कंट्रोवर्सी होते होते रह गई वहां पर?
See, I think people come up with all these stories once the big teams are in trouble. Like India, you have 1 billion people. Okay, they'll come up with a billion stories. But you have to see the ground level. These players really work hard. Okay, they give their all for their countries. So we shouldn't get into all controversies. We should just analyze the game on the field. Uh, Taking that into account, see, there can be a lot of memes. Every word that you speak as a player can be taken in the wrong way. I think Afghanistan played really well against India, actually. If you see their batting clicked 140, 150 against India is no joke. Their bowling, however, was overpowered by India's batting. It wasn't that the bowling was bad. India really showed class in that match.
एनीवे, हैट्स ऑफ टू इंडिया, दे आर प्लेइंग द लास्ट लीग मैच, सो आई थिंक अब तक वो जीत भी चुके हैं मेरे ख्याल से, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग,
They were
इफ यू
chasing
वाचिंग।
132, but I think they're banging it at the moment.
Anyway, Indian brothers and fans out there, don't feel bad about it. It's just a game of cricket. Okay, होता रहता है. We should all understand the emotions because India Pakistan में जो cricket होती है, we all understand it's a very huge, मतलब commercialize को साइड में रखें, लेकिन इमोशंस तो इतने फ्लो होते हैं इंडिया पाकिस्तान के मैच के खत्म होने के बाद. माइंड मी, एवरीवन वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग मे बी इंडिया पाकिस्तान चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी की तरह फिर से एक और दफा फाइनल में आएगी, एक और दफा फिर से ताकरा होगा आपस में, लेकिन वो हुआ नहीं. लेकिन आई थिंक इफ, एंड द वर्ल्ड नोज इट, आईसीसी नोज इट, एवरीबॉडी नोज इट, कि पाकिस्तान इंडिया जब भी खेलता है तो दोनों मुल्कों की आवाम स्टैंड स्टिल हो जाती है.
Bilkul. I don't think it's only India and Pakistan, it's everyone, all the fans around the world. It's all
Yeah.
across the globe. Everyone comes to a standstill, everyone's interested in it, everyone stops doing everything and just focuses on the match. India and Pakistan was my dream as well, that final. But I think it's most Pakistanis and most Indians' dream to meet for India and Pakistan to meet in the final. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I think India lost their momentum and lost the World Cup or their chances when they played against New Zealand. They batted really poorly. I was shocked. I think most of the world was shocked. They
इंडिया
didn't
का
expect it to go that way.
स्टेप बैक, सेटबैक ही मेरे ख्याल से तभी हुआ जब दे व्हेन दे लॉस्ट टू अस एंड न्यूजीलैंड, बिकॉज उसके बाद उनको
Exactly.
पता था कि इट्स द एंड ऑफ द रोड.
Yeah. Their batting actually really, I don't know what happened in the second match against New Zealand. They only scored 110, 120 odd. So that was very surprising that
मैंने
their
लास्ट टाइम भी
batting went.
कहा था, मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी ये मेंशन किया था और अभी फिर से मेंशन करता हूँ, द डिसीजन ऑफ विराट कोहली स्टेपिंग डाउन अहेड, मतलब वर्ल्ड कप से पहले ही उन्होंने वो अनाउंस कर दिया, ये वर्ल्ड कप के दौरान ही, कि ही इज नॉट गोना बी कैप्टनिंग आफ्टर द वर्ल्ड कप. वो डिसीजन भी बहुत इम्पैक्टफुल रहा मेरे हिसाब से. इट शुड हैव बीन अनाउंस्ड आफ्टर द वर्ल्ड कप सो दैट
I agree.
मेंटली they all could have performed and played the World Cup the way they wanted. वो डिसीजन भी गलत था मेरे हिसाब से. It shouldn't have happened. जैसे अभी
Yeah, as a team, I think he should have taken the decision after the World Cup or
after the
announced it
World
at
Cup
least
होता.
after the World Cup. Yeah, because when
बिल्कुल.
you're playing as individuals, okay, a team, you shouldn't break their momentum, you shouldn't break their enthusiasm, you shouldn't. But I don't blame Kohli. He must be having his reasons. But I think he
No,
made the
no
wrong
doubt
decision.
he is one of the
He should
best
have announced it after the World
one,
Cup.
but no doubt he is one of the best players going out, and I'm sure by tomorrow we will come to know who will be. Most likely रोहित शर्मा ही बनने
Rohit
वाले हैं
Sharma.
वनडे और टी20 के कैप्टन. अब
Yes.
देखना ये है कि विराट कोहली का फ्यूचर कैसे आगे बढ़ रहा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ बीइंग ओनली द टेस्ट मैच कैप्टन. आगे आने वाले दिनों में ऐसा भी हो सकता है. आई एम प्रिडिक्टिंग, आई कुड बी रॉन्ग, आई एम श्योर इंडियन फैंस माइट नॉट एग्री टू मी, और जरूरी भी नहीं है कि वो एग्री करें, क्योंकि ये बात फैक्ट की भी है कि अगर आप तीनों फॉर्मेट्स खेल रहे हैं तो आपकी बॉडी को रेस्ट भी चाहिए. तो आई एम श्योर टी20 में वो यंगस्टर को भी चांस देने के लिए अपने आप को टी20 से भी अलहदगी कर सकते हैं फ्यूचर में. वनडे में भी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता स्टेप डाउन करेंगे, टेस्ट मैच तो कप्तानी कर ही रहे हैं. But he is a legend, and I'm sure very soon we will be hearing that he's going to break all records of Sachin Tendulkar. Do you
Yeah.
say yes or no to that?
Yes, Virat Kohli is the best batsman in the world. You talk about Babar Azam, but he still has some time to reach there. Babar Azam is only
टाइम है,
27 years
एज
old.
है.
Virat Kohli is 31 years old. So that's the maturity difference and the age difference as well.
आपके पुराने दोस्त हैं मेरे ख्याल से, ये मलिक फजल रहमान साहब, ऑल द वे फ्रॉम यूएसए. ओ माय गॉड, सो गुड टू सी डेलन आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम. तो उनका मैसेज मैंने आप तक पहुंचा दिया है ताकि आपको मिल गया और पता हो कि ही इज वाचिंग यू नाउ लाइव.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure. Long time. It's really good to be on Mac vlogs. Actually, connecting with so many people.
चलें, अब हम लेते चलें अपनी चार टीम्स की प्रिडिक्शन और दो सेमीफाइनल्स की व्यू पॉइंट आपसे और फैंस से और ऑडियंस से कि क्या कहना है, कि क्या प्रिडिक्ट कर रहे हैं. इंग्लैंड वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड में किसका पल्ला भारी है, किसकी बॉलिंग स्ट्रांग है, किसकी बैटिंग स्ट्रांग है, वो तो पता ही है. लेकिन आपके एज अ एक्सपर्ट डेलन, आपको क्या कहना है? पहले फर्स्ट सेमीफाइनल को हम डिस्कस कर लें, उसके बाद हम दूसरे सेमीफाइनल पे जाएंगे. इंग्लैंड वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड, शाम 7 बजे, हैपनिंग ऑन वेडनेसडे. तो क्या कह रहे हैं, इंग्लैंड की बैटिंग वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड की बॉलिंग है या न्यूजीलैंड की बैटिंग वर्सेस इंग्लैंड की बॉलिंग है? क्या होने जा रहा है?
It's in cricket, in the game of cricket, it's never the batting or it's never the bowling. It's the batting, bowling, and fielding. In cricket, that's
लेकिन
the
कंपेयर ऐसे ही किया जाता है ना, जिसकी स्ट्रेंथ होती है और किसकी
absolutely
क्या
yes. You're
होती है,
right.
उस स्ट्रेंथ टू
You're right.
स्ट्रेंथ को ही कंपेयर किया जाता है. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है इंग्लैंड की ऑलमोस्ट 9-10 तक बैटिंग की डेप्थ होने की वजह से इंग्लैंड ज्यादा एज दे रहा है यहाँ पर इस वक्त न्यूजीलैंड के खिलाफ में.
There is one problem though. There's Jason Roy. He's out of the World Cup, so England has to revamp their batting lineup. It
आई
might
थिंक
cause a
जॉनी बेरिस्टो
disturbance.
माइट ओपन विद.
Besto will open, I think, in my opinion. And you have David Malan, you have Morgan, you have, I think you'll
बेरिस्टो
have
कर
Willie
सकता
coming
है
in.
ओपन विद जॉस
Josh
बटलर,
Butler.
बिकॉज 2 J's हो जाएंगे. या तो
Yes.
लिविंगस्टन को करा के बेरिस्टो को मिडिल ऑर्डर में ही रखेंगे, मेरे ख्याल से
I
मोस्ट
think
लाइकली.
Besto and Butler will because they have been opening before. Even in the IPL, Besto has been used as an opener. So I
आई
think
एग्री.
he's the most
तो आपके
experienced
हिसाब
guy
से
there.
जेसन रॉय इज गोइंग आउट इन दिस
Yes.
सेमीफाइनल. तो उनकी जगह आप बॉलर देख रहे हो, ऑलराउंडर देख रहे हो, या बैट्समैन रिप्लेस करते हुए देख रहे हो? कौन आ रहा है
You
उनकी
have
जगह?
two options. You have Sam Billings who could come in. But then the problem is, if Sam Billings come, he could bat as low as 7, given the depth of England's batting. Moeen Ali is there. You have Morgan. You have Livingstone. You have Bairstow and Butler obviously opening Milan. So it could be a useless option probably having Sam Billings so low. So you might have the left-hander, the left arm swing of Topley. So he might come in, or you have Willie. So I
इस
think
वर्ल्ड
they
कप में
should
हमने
go
दो
with Willie.
इंजरीज देखी है इंग्लैंड की. एक तो 2 डेज पहले सॉरी जेसन रॉय की, उससे पहले हमने टाई
Mills.
मिल्स की देखी थी, जिसकी वजह वजह से मार्क वुड ने उनको रिप्लेस किया था.
Yes. So I think they should go with Willie, in my opinion. The reason for that is Guptill. He looks to play on straight, and Willie will try to move the ball in and out towards Guptill. And with the new ball, Guptill struggles against the left arm fast. I think his average is around 15.5 against left arm fast bowler. So I think they should exploit that because in the New Zealand team, if you get Guptill out early, you're penetrating into the middle order. And you have the calmness of Kane
तो
Williamson.
न्यूजीलैंड में सो न्यूजीलैंड में गप्टिल ऑफ केन विलियमसन इज द की, आई
They are
थिंक,
the keys.
along with डेवन कॉनवे, राइट?
Devon Conway. He's also a very good bat. But I think these two are the pillars. You have Guptill and you have Kane Williamson. You have Mitchell as well in the opening slot, and you have Conway, you have Glenn Phillips. But I think these two are the wickets to get.
तो आपका वोट जा रहा है इंग्लैंड को
Definitely.
कितने मार्जिन से
Definitely.
डिफीट करते हुए फाइनल में? पाकिस्तान या ऑस्ट्रेलिया, किसको देखेंगे हम फाइनल में इंग्लैंड के अगेंस्ट में इंशाल्लाह?
I think England and Pakistan, in my opinion. Uh, New Zealand and
पाकिस्तान,
Australia are the
दिल
other.
दिल दिल बोले है पाकिस्तान, हाँ.
वो तो है बिल्कुल. But
Okay. So coming
let's
back to
see.
the second semi-final of our segment, that is between Pakistan playing Australia. काफी रिवेंज लेने हैं. 2010 में ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैड बीटन अस. 2019 के वनडे
2015.
वर्ल्ड कप में भी उन्हें हमें हराया था. तो आई थिंक थोड़ा सा मामला सेटल करना है हमें. आई थिंक ये भी एक रिवेंज गेम ही काफी लोग कह रहे हैं, लेकिन आई वुड से इट्स गोइंग टू बी
I have
अगेंस्ट
the
ऑस्ट्रेलियन
2000.
बॉलिंग वर्सेस पाकिस्तानी बैटिंग दिस टाइम.
I
क्या
have the
कहते हैं?
2015 World Cup.
यस,
Yeah, jersey
वी नो
thrown on.
व्हाट
I'll
केन
start
वॉटसन
from the
एंड
99 World Cup. We have a score to settle with them. The
ट्रू
99 World Cup in the final, actually, we collapsed against them. So it starts from there. Then you have the
ट्रू.
2015 infamous Wahab Riaz against Watson, very famous
तो टसल्स
battle.
और टिफ्स तो रही हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के और पाकिस्तान के बीच में इम्पोर्टेंट मैचेस में, लेकिन इस मैच में आई एम श्योर, क्योंकि इस वक्त ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम और पाकिस्तान की टीम दोनों ही बैलेंस लग रही है इस वक्त सेमीफाइनल में, और
Yes,
फॉर्म में भी लग रही है, बिकॉज वार्नर भी फॉर्म में आ गए, जो आईपीएल में उनका बहुत बुरा बैड पैच चल रहा था। ही वाजंट एबल टू स्कोर, ही वाज बीन ड्रॉप फ्रॉम सनराइज हैदराबाद के सनराइजर्स की
Hyderabad.
टीम, ही वाज बीन ड्रॉप्ड, ही वाजंट बीन प्लेड, कैप्टनसी से भी रिमूव्ड हो गए। लेकिन इस वर्ल्ड कप में उन्होंने कमबैक किया, ही स्कोर्ड 250s आई वुड से। He is
Yes,
back in form again, so that is going to be another issue with Pakistani bowling has to face in the beginning. Shaheen Shah has to face David Warner. Or then they have a great bowling attack as well. They have Mitchell Stark, they have Pat Cummins, Adam Zampa ने भी अभी recently 5 wicket hold लिया है। तो उनकी
Hazelwood.
bowling attack भी settle लग रही है, और हमारी बैटिंग ऑर्डर भी सेटल है, फॉर्म में है, क्योंकि सबको फकर जमान को अगर आप साइड में रखें, लेकिन फिर भी एवरीवन इज परफॉर्म्ड इट वेल।
Everyone is performing.
मलिक ने भी लास्ट नाइट 50 मारा है 18 बॉल्स में, हफीज को भी फॉर्म आ चुका है, रिजवान, आसिफ अली ने भी मैचेस में 2 मैचेस में दिखाया फिनिशर्स रोल। वी हैव अ डेप्थ माशाल्लाह, सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी गुड कॉन्टेस्ट हैपनिंग इन द सेकंड सेमीफाइनल एज वेल फॉर द
Correct.
कॉन्फिडेंस, जो भी जीते, बट वी वांट पाकिस्तान टू विन फॉर श्योर। तो पाकिस्तान को कहाँ एज है और ऑस्ट्रेलिया को कहाँ नहीं एज है आपके हिसाब से?
Pakistan should be targeting the fifth bowling option of Australia. I think there's Glenn Maxwell and there's Marsh. So I think that's the weak link in Australia. They should target that. And you have Imad Wasim against David Warner and Finch. If you see Finch with the new ball, if you put on a spinner, I think you have a chance there. David Warner is an
तो
all-round player.
फर्स्ट 6 ओवर्स में अगर पाकिस्तान पहले बैटिंग कर रहा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ, तो हाउ मच दे शुड बी स्कोरिंग, बिकॉज लॉट्स ऑफ पैनल्स लास्ट नाइट आई वाज बीन हियरिंग कि हमारी पावर प्ले में वो पावर हिटिंग नहीं है बाय रिजवान एंड बाबर आजम। ठीक है, वो कवर अप कर लेते हैं, लेकिन बिकॉज वी नीड टू इन दीज कमिंग 2 मैचेस सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल में अगर जाते हैं, तो फर्स्ट 6 ओवर्स में आई थिंक our openers need to be at least 45, 50 or 60 maximum in these first 6 overs to put a pressure on Australian bowling attack or England bowling attack. क्या कहते हैं?
See, the Pakistan-Australia match is being played in Dubai DSC Stadium, Dubai Sports City. Over there, 9 out of the 10 matches have been won by the team batting second. So I think the toss is a major factor. You'll have 70 to 80% maybe of the match result depending on the toss. Having said that, Pakistan's batting has been really good. The
So
Pakistan,
I
I think,
think
is the
toss
one
जीत के
team.
पाकिस्तान फील्डिंग करना चाहेगा, right, against
Definitely,
Australia?
definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, they should field. I think the toss will definitely result in the team batting second, irrespective whether it's Pakistan or Australia. Pakistan have a very level, cool-headed opening pair, which is Babar Azam and Rizwan. Uh, the Pakistan batting average, if you see wicket-wise, is 50 runs. So that's basically very good conversion rate. And in the power play, you see the batting average increasing to 84 because our openers don't throw their wickets away. In Dubai, I think you need to get a score of around 160, what India got against Pakistan, but then you need to really bowl well as well because the dew factor comes in. And I don't know, there's some type of magic happening on the pitch where the batting really gets easy for the team batting second.
My prediction is saying something else. That's that पाकिस्तान की अगर बैटिंग अच्छी चली, अगर पहले बैटिंग करते तो they should score at least 175, 180 because that's a pass score against Australian bowling attack. और अगर सेकंड बैटिंग करते हैं तो they should win against Australia by 7 or 8 wickets for sure, अगर मैच को अपने कंट्रोल में लेके खेलते हैं।
I would suggest that if Pakistan wins the toss, they definitely need something in excess of 160. I think that's more doable total. 180 seems a bit steep against Australia because they take their fielding into account as well. They have batted first against Namibia and Scotland. They put on a good show, 189, but against Australia it won't be that easy. I think 160, 165, even 155 might be a competitive score. But in my opinion, they should definitely bowl first if they win the
So your
toss.
vote and your support goes to all the way to Pakistan team for Australia, and they should be leading up to the finals, inshallah. So क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे ऑल द पाकिस्तानी क्रिकेट टीम को आपकी स्टाइल में, कि पाकिस्तान टीम शुड डू व्हाट, हाउ, व्हेन ऑन द सेमीफाइनल, ताकि हमारी नेशन को वो एक सेलिब्रेशन करने का मौका मिले? क्या
I
पॉजिटिव
think the
मैसेज है?
Pakistani team are doing well at the moment. They don't need my advice. They really have a good belief in themselves, self belief, which is very encouraging. I've seen Imad Wasim's interview. I've seen Babar Azam dressing room speech. So Babar Azam has basically told his team this is the time to transform into a more consistent team. Even after winning the India match, they weren't celebrating that much. Babar Azam had clearly told them this is the start. This is when Pakistan cricket changes. Today is the day that we change. We put on a consistent performance. I think the nation is with us, with the team. But the nation has all gathered together. They're supporting the team. Everyone is with Babar Azam's cover drive. And yeah, Pakistan has the
With
support.
your
Pakistan
cover
has the
drive
skills.
and Babar Azam's cover drive, it's a great combo, I'm sure, for the semi-final.
Of course, of course. Babar Azam's cover drive. And you have Rizwan playing this very, I don't know, different shot. It's called the Rizwan shot, where you have a short arm sweep or a pull or a jab. I don't know what you call it, but it's a Rizwan shot, which is very, very promising. Very, very,
Really
yeah, it's
useful.
been
He's
beneficial to
practicing.
him.
We can see that he's really being expert in that now.
Yeah, it's a very different shot. I've never seen that shot before. He's really playing it well. And the
Well,
thing is that he rolls his wrist down, so he plays it along the ground, and he can also flick it for six. Having a deep square leg and a mid wicket is very important for Rizwanullah when Australia comes into play. And Josh Hazelwood will probably try to bounce him out or till that.
Pakistan Zindabad. That's the message I have
Bilkul.
for my team. That Pakistan
Ji.
धक धक दिल दिल Pakistan बोले हैं हम हमारी टीम के लिए. So inshallah Pakistan should make us proud, and we all will be celebrating inshallah on Thursday
On
evening
Thursday evening.
that we are reaching the finals. अभी बहुत देर है. ठीक है. Let's take it one by one. 2 matches to go. Inshallah in semi-final. पाकिस्तान जरूर जीतेगा. हम सबकी दुआएं और उनकी मेहनत है. Inshallah with the calmness and the consistency they have shown, it was an amazing.
Yeah,
All the support with Pakistan team and the other three teams as well, because we believe in sportsman spirit. So
which is very
gentlemen's का
important.
खेल है, so we support all the other teams. Wish you all the best of luck to perform and show your talent on the field on that particular day, so that let the best team wins. We want Pakistan to win for sure, that's no doubt. लेकिन हम चाहते हैं कि बाकी लोग भी एक फाइट देके जीतें या
Yes.
खेलें ताकि मजा आए क्रिकेट का. So
Eventually, cricket should win.
with this, I would like to wrap up my show for this evening with Mr. Dalen D. Cruz. Before he goes, we will take a shout out from him, how he likes Mac vlogs and how has he been supporting and what was his experience watching different videos and the vlogs of Mac vlogs. And to give you a shout out to subscribe my channel, please go ahead with that.
It's been amazing. It's been really entertaining, and you've been doing a really good job. So, Maclogs all the way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dalen D. Cruz. I wish you all the best. God bless you and your family. Keep smiling, keep shining. That's important because we ultimately need to connect with everyone around the world to make this world a better place to be.
True.
Thinking
Absolutely.
locally, but living globally. So that's what the whole idea about MacVlogs is. Connecting and
Welcome.
promoting everyone. So everyone, if you haven't subscribed MacVlogs yet, so please, just a humble request. Go on to the subscribe button and do press the subscribe button and share this video and promote Dalen in Oman and around the world with his content and whatever he's doing. Give him all the prayers, the blessings, and the duas for his lovely work he's doing. Thank you once again, Dalen.
Thank
Keep
thank you
have
so
a
much.
lovely evening with your family. God bless you once again. So everyone out there, see you tomorrow with another guest of mine on the show on MacVlogs because it's a Cricket World Cup season. So you will see me on tomorrow night with another guest. Till then, good night.
Good night. The cover drive.